Welcome back to Northwest Elite Spirit, the channel you come to train your mind, body, and spirit. I'm Coach Brian. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do that now. And make sure to ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of my newest releases. This is Challenge Everything You Believe from the book Encounters with the Nagual, Conversations with Carlos Castaneda by Armando Torres, and the chapter, An Inventory of Beliefs. An inventory of beliefs. Carlos asked me, "How is your recapitulation going?" His question caught me unaware. I answered that I had still not tried the exercise because I was waiting for conditions at home to be favorable. He gave me a serious, almost reproachful look and commented that, for sorcerers, the totality of a path can be summed up in its first step. He said, that means the ideal conditions are here and now. Softening the tone of his voice, he granted, it happens to everyone at first. To observe our life is an agitating exercise because to get to the bottom of things scares us, and it is easy to postpone it from one day to the next. But if we insist, after a time of scrutiny, we begin to discover that what we always found to be obvious and correct ways of thinking are in fact implanted beliefs. The ideas we have become addicted to are made up of the densest matter in our mental contamination. In general, they all start from a defect of syntax. If, however, the way we speak to ourselves changes, then our old ideas stop making sense and are substituted by new ideas. That is why there are so many belief systems in the world. From the center of silent knowledge, we each know that. And this is why we are so rarely willing to practice our beliefs. We can spend a lifetime speaking of loving our fellow man or turning the other cheek, but who dares to actually do it? Yet, in those declared beliefs, you have the motives for wars over religious beliefs. Wars where people are killed because of a peculiar way they pronounce God's name. Sorcerers know that beliefs based on ideas are false. Carlos explained to me that the starting point of our convictions is usually something that someone told us in an imperative or persuasive tone when we were children, before we had our own inventory of experiences for comparison. Our convictions are one of the effects of the massive and subliminal propaganda to which modern man is subjected. Or, frequently, our convictions come from a sudden and deep emotional outburst, like that suffered by those who allow themselves to be swept away by religious hysteria. Carlos explained that those modalities of belief were merely gained by association. He said, at the core of each one of our actions, customs, or reactions, there is a hidden belief. Therefore, the initial task on the path of knowledge is to make an inventory of all those things we have placed our faith in. Carlos suggested that I dedicate a new notebook to an exercise. He said I should write down all my beliefs. He assured me that this practice would help me to make a map of my motivations and attachments. Then he said, in each case, you should look for the source of your beliefs and make a profound analysis of each one. Determine when and why it arose, what you had there before it, how you felt, and how much your faith has changed over the years. The intention is not to justify anything, but rather and simply to get things clear. This exercise is called stalking the believer. Carlos predicted that the result of the practice would be to liberate me of my second-hand convictions. He emphasized that in the world of sorcerers, only direct experimentation is valid.